Now, if you're listening to the Flight of the Valkyries, it must be time for Red Cabin Radio. Hey, welcome. Thursday, February 24th, 2022. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon, Alaska time. And I think we're at least like 12 hours post invasion of Ukraine by the supposedly Russian army. So I don't know what's happening there, but no nukes have been popped yet that I know of. Anchorage is looking okay. There's no fireball to the south of me yet, so I'm a happy puppy. So join me tonight, and we're going to surf the web and see if we can find out what's going on in the Ukraine area, as well as what's going on in Washington, D.C. And I don't know, I heard that there was a convoy of American trucks headed to D.C. from California at the same time that there's a convoy on the East Coast that left like New Hampshire area was already in D.C. and the D.C. police, the D.C. mayor has called on the National Guard. So there's supposed to be a couple thousand National Guard there to greet everybody when they come from the Cross America convoy. So we got a few things to cover and look at tonight. This is a show for posterity. Uh, could be looking at the end times. Who knows? But I've got some appropriate background music tonight that I'm going to share with you, and they're basically I found these appropriate things online. They're all on YouTube, in other words. So I'm going to play the YouTube pages for you guys, and to keep it legal and copyright friendly, I'll go ahead and maybe pause it once in a while and make a few uh, comments and maybe show you another screen or two with some action going on there. So basically, tonight we're going to try and do some more switching and stuff and learn the software a little bit better. So stay tuned and stick around for the ride. Let's start off with Black Sabbath. It looked like a JRAM missile, air-to-ground missile. Probably help if you guys can actually see what we're talking about. Let's go over here. Okay, to me, Yeah, what you just saw there, in my opinion, as an old member of the 172nd Infantry Brigade Air Mobile, was an air mobile assault by some forces. I pretty much look like Russian helicopters to me. So when they were shooting out those flares, that means that they think that on the ground there somewhere are some anti-air assets, which, like a shoulder-fired anti-air missiles and stuff. In fact, I've seen some footage where there's been a couple choppers down, but the ones that I saw were attack helicopters, not on the ground, not troop transports. Let's get back to the war here. And okay, here's these poor dudes traveling. This is the convoy, I do believe, and these guys are live.
The participation.
Yeah, Oreo Express is live.
Everybody's a winner, and if we're not all winners, I suck at singing, so don't tell me I'm good and to continue it if I suck at it. I just don't get that. I mean,
yeah, there was an incident today. I think some truck leasing company saw one of their trucks were in the convoy and was so they got a hold of the driver and they canceled his lease. Anything to oppress dissent, man. I tell you, it's just insane. We get back to him later. What else we got going here? And of course, let's see. I have convoy. Let's see what the breaking news is. Russia invades Ukraine on many fronts in brutal act. Okay. Yada, yada, yada. The only problem I have with these news reports is, God, these motherfuckers have been caught so many times lying and making shit up. Can you actually fucking believe anything that they say? There might be some truth in it, but can you really say that you trust what they're telling you is real? I think I saw one guy today that was going over the stock prices for all these different war-related companies like Raytheon and Boeing and these different I don't know. See if we can find a song that illustrates that. These war pigs. Where's all the coverage of the war? Come on, folks. Come on, YouTube. Where's the coverage of the war? The live coverage. Where is it? I don't see it anywhere. Typical news blackout. Oh, well. I ain't finding much on YouTube tonight to peruse. Let's see. Who else we got here? Let's click on Rumbleness. Let's see what Rumble's got to offer here. If there's anything going on about live right now. We got. I wonder if any of these guys has got live coverage of the war. Let's see what this dude does. Must not be very live because nothing's loading. All right. We don't have time to.
Was historically aware enough to quote Neville Chamberlain. But, you know, the thing about Neville Chamberlain is Neville Chamberlain was a successful industrialist. And, you know, I don't think anybody ever said he was corrupt. Joe Kennedy.
Boring. What else we got? Yeah, dude is boring. Anything about the war here? Anything at all? Ukraine health minister, at least 57 Ukrainians killed. Okay, let's check this out. Let's see what's going on.
What we're witnessing right now is the worst case scenario coming into reality. Russia has started this full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The attack started in the early morning hours there in Ukraine with sounds of explosions across several major cities. The latest reports say at least 57 people have been killed, Ukrainians, to be clear, 57 Ukrainians, and another 169 have been hurt. Numbers that we all know will go much higher than that.
Well, yeah, you want the numbers higher than that. You're hoping this becomes a world war where you can get the population down to 500 million from what do we got now? 3.8 billion on this planet. That's their goal. They've been saying that over and over again. This war is just another way to accelerate the death, to reduce our population. Man, you folks need to wake up out there. Okay, all Ukrainians will fight Russian invasion. Sure you will. That is, if he sends, he's not, probably ain't going to send an occupying force in there. He knocked out, militarily, he's crippled you, and then now he's probably going to say, okay, everything's going to be hunky-dory now, except for one thing. You're not putting any nuclear missiles in Ukraine here whatsoever. And that's what it's come down to. Ukrainians are threatening the Russians with putting nuclear weapons in Ukraine, pointed at the Russians. So that happened at the UN. So, from what I understand, old Putin there says, hey, we're not waiting no more. Bam. Everybody's getting their war. They all got to get their war. They all got to get, especially the Democrats, they all got to get their piece of the war. Wow. Mm-hmm. Raytheon stock. Raytheon stock, well, they went goodbye. Who else went up? Raytheon and I think the Boeing went up. I'm thinking, who makes those Javelin missiles anyway? The ones that Biden sent them about a week and a half ago that I was telling you folks, they're going to wind up on the aftermarket. Raytheon, a couple other ones. God, they're just not coming to mind, and I'm not gonna look them up for you. That guy kind of says it all there, folks. Let's see. What else we got going here? Oh, let's see. What does Rumble got going here? We got Biden hits Russia with new sanctions. Yeah, I bet he did. Joe, you don't have to worry. I seen footage of them burning records outside of the different ministries, especially the oil ministry and all that stuff. Your ass is covered, dude. Just go get your butt wiped again, and you should be fine. I wonder if he's going to get his 10% of all those arms sales. That would be interesting to find out. I bet you he does. For some way or another, his family gets that 10%. Don't you wish yours got something like that? And let's see. Putin would not invade if Trump were president. Probably not. We look like. Yeah, that's true. But it's not over yet. The thing about Canada is they still have the mandates. And the thing about America is the American government still has mandates about vaccinating and wearing masks and all that shit. And that needs to go away. They don't want it to go away because when it goes away, it's revealed that there were certain palms that are being greased by a certain amount of money from certain places. And it all seems to point back to the Democratic National Committee members and most of their subordinates and staff. For some reason. I think Seth Rich had a little bit of data on that. And look, he got whacked pretty good. There ain't no investigations into that, is there? Once I'm eating a pretzel. Sorry, folks. That might be pretty loud. Ukrainian official. Country loses control of Chernobyl to Russia. Okay. Did they take the air at Chernobyl away?
Now on the Russian invasion of Ukraine, a presidential advisor says Ukraine has lost control of the Chernobyl nuclear site after a fierce battle. This plant is about 80 miles.
It's also where a lot of radioactive resellable materials still exist. I do believe.
North of Kiev and the site of the world's worst nuclear disaster. The nuclear reactor exploded in April of 1986, spewing radioactive waste across Europe. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Twitter this was, quote, a declaration of war against the whole of Europe.
Bullshit. Newsy, what's wrong with you guys? You wanna get the war getting even hotter? Declaration of war against all of Europe. No, it wasn't. No. It was a strategic taking of a strategic site. It's a good military operation. Don't worry, Biden is going to get up soon. So which will be nap time. What a disgrace to the nation. Gas will be at 5 gallons in the next few weeks. It's already, I think today I saw it was like for my part of Alaska, not too bad. It was like 385, I think. It had gone up to 390 something, and then it dropped down to 380. So I don't know what's going on there. I'm thinking maybe ship carrying crude or something got to leave port or some shit. I don't know. Whoa, time for you to solve its own problem. No, that'll never happen. Do. That's a good one. Who wants Chernobyl? It's just another industrial waste site. No operating reactors. Yeah, this is all just idiotic fear porn. Yep, I'm gonna rumble that because man, that's spot on. That's a spot on observation. Woke, weak, and useless. Yeah. And some of them don't even know what fucking gender they are or which bathroom they use. You know, these are supposed to be some of our military leaders and our civilian leaders in some of the most crucial departments of the government. What are you meowing about, kitty? Damn cat's meowing and wants to be on the show. Where you at, you dumbass? Come on out here. You wasn't allowed to be a NATO nation. Okay. Battle of Chernobyl. What the fuck is... We're films set war zone. Yeah. You know what all this reminds me of, folks, is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You know, you got the Chernobyl. There's a battle scene from Chernobyl. You know, it's we're living through Call of Duty Modern Warfare when you think about it. It's, all you gamers out there, you'll realize that we were living through that. God's got one hell of a sense of fucking humor. It's making us live through a freaking video game. Oh man, that is bizarre. All right, so what else we got here? Did we just play this one? Yeah, it looks like we did. Newsy. Let's go back and check out what else is available here. What available information we can find about the war on the interwebs. John Kerry worried Ukraine invasion will divert attention from climate change. Folks, if you guys need to look at some of the climate maps right now. The Bering Sea, the ice shelf on the Bering Sea has expanded to record levels. You know, we're in the middle. We're in the middle right now of an ice age starting. I mean, it's in the process of starting. The magnetic poles are flipping, and we're getting all this solar activity and all that shit. The whole fucking planet's cooling down. You got all these volcanoes going off. There's like 50 fucking volcanoes going off at the same time around the Pacific plate. There's some biblical shit going on, folks. Wake up. And these dumb motherfuckers are still so power drunk and hungry that they can ignore all that shit just so they get their power trip. Oh man, this is just insane. Stop Putin. Protesters arrested around the world. Well, we could go on and on about not only what we did to Russia, but what Russia did to other people and all that shit. And it comes down to it, conquest is conquest. I just can't see any reason for us to keep getting involved in these fucking wars overseas. For what? They never do anything for us. The only person, well, I don't know, maybe career military, you get something out of it, as well as the arms manufacturers. yeah, it's just stupid, people. And so, you know, if you've been a soldier and you're currently a soldier, you know, you go like, the soldiers on the other side are just like me, you know. We're all the fucking same. We're human, and we need to reevaluate what is worthy of us to kill each other off for, you know, and so somebody can get, you know, enriched even further than where they are. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Maybe it's the old age talking. Maybe it's the weed. Maybe it's the fucking beer or whatever. Or maybe I'm just tired of waiting for the next shoe to drop. Oh, that's a good Denali Brewing tonight. Let's see what else mischief we can get into. Putin declares special military operations in Ukraine. So this, I wonder how old this is. Let's see. It's from today, and it doesn't have a timestamp on it. I don't say. Let's see, is there a timestamp on 8 hours ago? So it's over 8 hours old. So let's see. Situation's probably changed since this.
We're hearing spiraling out of control, which is obviously extremely disturbing out of the UN. What can you tell us?
Well, Laura, what I can tell you is that I'm watching images in downtown Kyiv where where reporters are.
Oh my God! I just thought. I wonder if Bald and Bankrupt is okay. And Harold Baldy, some of the best YouTubers out there, are the best streamers in the travel business. Oh, you know, they have dwellings. They live in Ukraine, I think, in Kiev, or around in that area there. They have apartments. And that one American dude who has a show on YouTube, looks like a big Samoan, but he's actually Mongolian, an Asian race of folks, and he's American, Mongolian American, living in Kiev. And he's got a show. I think his first name's Johnny or John or something. Look it up, YouTube it, dudes.
And NATO know that when you are talking about Russia and Russia going into a sovereign country like Ukraine, it's not something where you could put your military there on the ground and risk.
Okay. All this is evolving around these two red things here. These two little provinces and these two provinces, the ones above them. Okay? These two guys here are mainly Russians. This is how I understand it. They're mainly ethnic Russians, and these guys over here are ethnic Ukrainians. Okay? But neither one of them want to be part of Ukraine because Ukraine is so fucking corrupt. Their government's so corrupt. So they have their little enclave, and they've been fighting back and forth, and then they started fucking with Russia, and Russia said, okay, all right, we'll recognize all you motherfuckers, okay? You all got your in the States or whatever, we recognize you. Now stop your bullshit. But by that point, NATO's gotten involved, and troops have been pouring into NATO countries that line Russia. And I don't know, I know there's probably special forces troops now in Ukraine because I've seen some battle footage come out of there that show tanks taken out and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, well, probably special forces dudes are teaching it operating those Javelin anti-tank missiles that we sold that Raytheon. I think it was Raytheon sold them just last week, and they just arrived last week. So yeah, it's pretty weird, folks. We got a civil war happening in America. At the same time, American government is trying to get people, get NATO and America involved in this Ukrainian-Russian conflict. So wouldn't be too bad, except that the Ukraine has announced, at the UN, they said, hey, Ukraine was under the impression from the NATO and America, when they used to be a nuclear power, and they gave up their nukes with the assurances that NATO was going to come to their rescue with any dispute they had with their neighbor Russia. So, because at one time, Ukraine was a part of the Soviet Union, an important part. That's why the Chernobyl, the nuclear power plants and stuff exist there. There was also a lot of nuclear missiles and facilities there to go along with the nuclear power plants that were there. Okay, and Ukraine, when the Soviet Union dissolved, they had nuclear weapons. They were a nuclear power. And NATO and Europe, and and us, I guess we were involved. I don't know the exact treaties and all that shit. Said, yeah, give up your nukes, give them to us, and give them up. We'll come in and grab them, and that's what they did. They went in and retrieved the Soviet nuclear shit that was there, a lot of it. And then some of that same nuclear shit got sold on the black markets, folks. That same nuclear shit is where powers like Iran got their fissionable material and stuff. Probably maybe Korea got some of it, North Korea, and maybe Libya. I think Libya got involved in a little bit of that shit. I may be wrong. You guys Google it if you want. I lived through most of this shit. I went in the Army in 1972 when I was just turned 17 years old. And I lived through a lot of this Cold War shit, folks. 1972, Vietnam had just ended. We still had troops in Vietnam. And my class out of AIT all had orders for the Vietnamer. Then your old Richard Nixon, for some reason or another, decided to stop sending troops. And when he did that, all our orders were rescinded, and we got new assignments all over the planet, just about wherever there was U.S. Army or U.S. presence. Some of my class, and this is when I was a motion picture photographer for the Army. Before I was a medic, I was a motion picture photographer. My first tour from '72 when I went in. So I got sent to Alaska. My friends got sent to Los Angeles, to Hollywood. Another one of my friends went to London to an embassy assignment. One of them went to France. And a couple of the other ones got to go get in the guild in Hollywood. They got memberships in the Cinematographers Guild out there. bet them motherfuckers are richer than shit now. After 40, 50 years. I got sent to Alaska where there is no motion picture cameras that worked. Oh well, that's life. Getting on to this shit. Back to the Ukraine. Okay, so I remember when all this shit, when the Soviet Union existed. You know, I was a Cold Warrior. We trained to go back into Europe and defeat the Russian USSR and the Warsaw Pact. Basically, we fly into Germany, pick up our equipment, and advance towards the plains where they thought the Russian advance would be. Oh, excuse me. Good beer and pretzels is making me belch. Oh my God, we've been doing this half hour. Anybody in the chat? I see nobody in the chat, so let me send an obscene message. I can't think of anything obscene that I want to type. Let's just go, hi there. Hi there. Let's see if anybody's there. Probably not. Alrighty, so let's listen to the rest of what she's got to say here.
And so that is why there's been a very calibrated approach, an attempt to warn and declassify all this intelligence, to tell Putin that we're watching, we know what he's doing. They've been working on this since October. The NATO alliance has been working on this together. That's why the sanctions are ready to be rolling out. They're going to be rolling out waves in the coming days because they knew.
No, okay. So what is it? Because they knew, so all this was planned by NATO, and you know, if they knew all this shit, why are they acting like they are acting? I think that what they did is they poked the bear just once too often, man. And the bear said, "Fuck you," and poked back. You know, I hate to tell the world this, but shit, if I were looking at it strategically as an ex-soldier, if if my domain was being, threatened with the nuclear missiles pointed towards it all along my frontiers, all along the border with all these different nation states, and I had the opportunity to stop one of them from putting nuclear weapons in there by attacking them, I probably would. So I don't know what the motives are, but the last I heard is that the Russians didn't want fucking nuclear tipped missiles from NATO, and Ukraine pointed at them. And, the way I see it is that John F. Kennedy would have did the same fucking thing and did the same thing when the Soviet Union put missiles in Cuba and pointed them at America. I mean, this shit's a no-brainer. As far as I'm concerned, we shouldn't get involved in this crap, and NATO should stop fucking doing poking the bear. Leave him alone. And you can't convince me you're scared of them when you buy their fucking oil when you could have bought it from somewhere else. There's just so many levels of this shit of deceit. That's the word, deceit. So many levels of deceit going on here. You don't know what's real and what's not. Oh, man. We've got 40 minutes here. How are we doing here? We got pretzels. Let's go back and see what's going on. Oh, man. Don't get me started. Oh, Jesus. Have mental clarity in an unclear world today. Ooh. Yep, Third World War. That's the title of the show tonight. Third World War End Times. Yeah, there's some weird shit going on, people. Man, Art Bell would be fucking having an ape shit resurrection right now. There's so much weird shit going on this planet and in space right now. It's this like all those years I used to listen to Art Bell in the after midnight show and shit. I'd fall asleep to listening to him at night. Now that was great radio. I don't think we'll ever have anything like that again. That and Rush Limbaugh, those two people are just the epitome of what radio was all about. And I don't know. Now radio has evolved into streaming podcasts. It's evolved into podcasts, and podcasts are just another form of streaming. Except they're all audio. They're supposed to be all audio, but you can have video podcasts as well. That's what you're watching right now is a video podcast. If I can wean myself away from visuals, then just talk, then it would be a complete podcast, and we could just go with the MP3 files and all that crap. Oh. Anyway, almost time for a beer break, so let's say 42 minutes ago. So this probably won't upload to BitChute, but it'll go up on Rumble, maybe in Odysee. So check it out later. All right, what else they got to say here? Let's see. Show more. Biden is asked if Putin is going to nuke U.S. His answer is stunning. Well, what's the answer? I want to hear this shit. Let's see this fucking moron. What's the idiot that says?
Cecilia Vega, ABC.
Sanctions.
I fucking can't believe that. He has to read. He's reading the name off of there. Look at this senile fucking piece of shit. Look at this piece of shit. This is what the Democrats are. Look at this shit. Oh, let's watch it.
Clearly have not been enough to deter Vladimir Putin to this point. What is going to stop him? How and when does this end? And do you see him trying to go beyond Ukraine? And a second question I'll just give to you now. This statement that he gave last night, the threat that he gave the West.
Look at that stupid fucking grin on his face. Okay, the way you look at him, he's been told that this question is, and they already got something going on. I don't know. I've never seen this footage before, so let's check it out. But look at that fucking dumbass.
Will face the consequences greater than any you have faced in history. Is he threatening a nuclear strike?
I have no idea what he's threatening. I know what he is.
What a fucking moron. I have no idea what he said. Oh, yeah. Yeah. How would you... You're not going to tell us anybody anything, and you probably shouldn't if we're going to be at war with somebody. We shouldn't be telling them what we're going to do, But you got those woke generals in the Pentagon, Look at that traitor Milley, They're in charge of our military. I mean, there's just not much hope here. Let's listen more to what this moron says.
Number two, no one expected the sanctions to prevent anything from happening. It has to show, this could take time, and we have to show resolve, so he knows what's coming. So the people of Russia know what he's brought on them. That's what this is all about. This is going to take time. It's not going to occur. He's going to say, oh my God, these sanctions are coming, I'm going to stand down. He's going to test the resolve of the West to see if we...
Let's say, just wait till China. It's just beginning. It's just beginning. Comment. Clicky. Bong. Ooh, wow, man, there's a lot of comments on that fucker. Look at that. There's no talk. You're not going to talk to Putin. Oh, we have airborne troops in Poland right now, and we have other forces that we beefed up all over there. And I'm pretty sure we got special forces in Ukraine right now, coordinating probably the defense of Ukraine and working with the army. So, oh God, I just hope this don't go nuclear. I mean, I know I'll probably survive, and we may get some radiation. I don't think we'll get enough to wipe us out, but you guys are going to be wiped out. If the shit happens there, if it goes nuclear, it's you're gonna, within like 30 minutes, you're gonna lose Seattle, all the port cities on the West Coast, as well as the big military installations, the air bases in California, and Nevada's going to get hit. And I got relatives in Nevada right now, and I'm kind of worried about them. They're around a nuclear target. And let's see, what else is gonna happen? I'm gonna go out on a limb and predict this stuff. This is for posterity. Maybe 200 years from now, when the radiation sits back down, and maybe if some of my family survives this, there'll be an archive of it. I know NSA will have a copy of it, so. No, so let's just make some predictions on how this is going to go. If it reaches that stage when they decide to launch for real, it's not going to be one. It's not going to be one launch. Okay, because it can't be one launch, because we have anti-nuclear missiles that are specifically designed to shoot down incoming warheads from outer space. All right, so either the nuke's going to have to be brought in clandestinely, which is possible. There probably are some clandestine nukes. I know the Russians, when the Soviet Union existed, there were Spetsnaz groups all over America that had suitcase nukes. And when Russia got dissolved, I don't think all those nukes got removed. So, when the Soviet Union got dissolved, I'm pretty sure the ethnic Russians and stuff kept access to those nuclear suitcase nukes. A suitcase is just a nuke that's like, fit in a suitcase, and its yield is it's nuclear, but its shield is equal to like a small atom bomb. You know, so an atom bomb is the kind of bomb that they dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. It was based, I think, it's based on uranium,
Some type, or not plutonium, but uranium 232. Like,
plutonium is a more refined substance, from what I understand. I could be wrong, maybe wrong, I'm probably wrong. Who knows? So Biden has no plans to talk with Putin. So basically, he's saying, His handlers hasn't told him. When you hear what's coming, and you see how this guy acts, and the way that the questions are done, and all the protocol, the asking of questions, and all that shit, and the fakery involved, you got to realize that they're never going to tell you anything, any truth. I mean, you're fucked.
And we will, and it will impose significant costs on you.
No, he won't, because I think that well, I don't know. Maybe they burned all those records in Ukraine today for other reasons than to protect Joe Biden and his family. Could be, maybe protecting some other people. Who knows? But I don't know. I'm pretty sure that the NSA and a bunch of other folks have got the same documents on him and his family and all that shit. And probably the CIA and the NSA and everybody knows. The fix is in, folks. Everybody knows what's going on. You know, it's yeah. They stole an election to install a potato. What a shit show. No fucking shit. Oh, God. I mean, I'm not the type of person that's against empire, you know. I mean, if America wants to be an American empire, you know, as long as the people in America, the citizens, still are in charge, we can become an empire and conquer the world, you know, and seize everybody's assets and all that shit, you know. But we do it as a nation of individuals, you know, like the Romans did. The soldiers and shit, they got paid. Oh well. Let's see, what else we got here? I don't watch any more of him. He's depressing. Let's go show more. Boop. What else we got here? Governor DeSantis, okay. Day 2 of the People's Convoy. Yeah, they're already starting to fuck with these fucking convoy, man. One of the truck lease companies saw their logo or something from a guy who leased the truck from them to pull the trailer and the convoy, you know, and the protest convoy. So evidently they canceled his fucking lease because of that, you know. They're not going to make it easy for these people to make a point or even finish their journey. And then when you get to the other end, you know, the government is well, I guess you could say it's the government. They've already set up, you know, National Guard and stuff. So they're planning on fucking anybody over who participates. But they forget that this is America. And if push comes to shove, oh, they may win the first round, but then the next round's going to happen, and it's going to be two-way rifle range. You know, this may turn into two-way rifle range the first time they put force against all these truckers and shit when they get to D.C. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Biden announces additional strong sanctions, new limitations, and blah, blah, blah. Biden. Oh, God. We have no legitimate government right now. You know, the people that are holding power in this country right now are illegitimate. They're thieves. They're criminals. They didn't win that election. They rigged it. They kept counting until the count came out the way they wanted. You know, they came up with votes that don't, you know, dead people, for Christ's sakes, they were voting. And not just one or two. I mean, like thousands and thousands of dead people voted. And people that probably aren't dead yet, but well, they probably are because they're like over 109 years old. You know, they were voting. I mean, come on, folks. And then you actually sat. No, I did. I actually sat and watched on the monitor screen, on my screen here, CCTV footage of them recounting the same fucking ballots, and then telling folks to go home and pulling out trays and trays and trays of ballots to run. And gee, all those ballots, 99% of them were for Joe Biden. So, but that's what I saw with my own eyes and witnessed, you know. So I'm not supposed to believe that. I'm supposed to believe what the mainstream media tells me happened, what these other folks tells me happened. It does not compute. I'm sorry. All right, we're coming up across almost an hour, so we're gonna wrap it up for this show. I thank you all for joining us. And let's see here. You can catch us at these addresses, and please, go ahead and comment or something if you want. I'd like to get more subscribers to Rumble, but I'm not begging anybody for nothing. This is basically, well, the reason I put stuff up on the internet is to archive it for history and for, my descendants. I don't see my kids or my grandkids, and I'm never probably going to live to see my great-grandkids or their great-grandkids and stuff. But hey, maybe at some time in their existence, they may wonder what Papa did. And there's material that exists in the ether to show them what Papa did. So thanks for joining us. Let's get out of here with the Valkyries as normal. So till next time, take care of yourselves and get a Geiger counter and learn how to decon yourself from radiation.